Did you know that of all 50 states in the United States, Vermont is one of the least populated, so because of that, it has the lowest rate of violent crimes? So in today's video, we're going to be exploring all of the hidden places in the safest state of the USA. Number 10. Wilson Castle, Rutland. Unlike Europe, real castles are pretty hard to come by in the United States, and Vermont might be the last place anyone would go looking, but guess what? The Green Mountain State is home to the gorgeous Wilson Castle in Rutland. The majestic structure was built in the middle of the 20th century and it is surrounded by a pretty sizable estate. Just by being in Vermont, the castle is a little unpopular, but many people would be more interested if they knew the romantic story behind its origin. It was built as a gesture of love at the request of a local doctor who wanted to give his English bride a sense of belonging in Vermont. Construction of the castle took over 8 years and cost him a whopping $1.3 million. Sadly, his wife left for England only after 3 short years of staying in the castle and is now being run as a home museum, open from late May to late October with a small admission charge. You can pay a visit to the castle to explore its vast interiors, elaborate fireplaces, stained glass windows, antiques, and opulent furnishings, as well as the castle's towers. Number 9. The Ben & Jerry Flavor Graveyard in Waterbury. Although the Ben & Jerry's ice cream factory in Waterbury is well known, it has a not-so-famous oddity on the factory grounds, and that is its flavor graveyard. The graveyard is the final resting place for ice cream flavors that are no longer being sold. It contains the gravestones of over 30 extinct flavors engraved with sassy and poetic tributes honoring the lives of the fallen flavors. You can access the gravestones independently of the plant, but since you're here, you might as well visit the factory for a guided tour. Be sure to sample all of your best flavors while they are still living, as you never know if they might end up in the flavor graveyard in the future. After gorging yourself on delicious ice cream, check out this next place. Number 8. The bottom of Quechee Gorge. If you've ever wanted to visit the Grand Canyon but a less crowded version, then you're in luck. Vermont's Quechee Gorge is smaller but closer and well worth a trip. The gorge is well known for being a sight to behold from the walkway along the arched iron bridge above, but the view from the bottom is quite spectacular as well. The Quechee River, which you can see running 165 feet below, has continuously deepened the valley since glaciers carved it some 13,000 years ago. There is a trail that descends through the forest next to the rim, and the journey to the bottom of this 165-foot gorge is actually quite easy. The view on the descent and from the bottom is unique, and not one a lot of people get to experience. There's even a campground close to the bottom and some calm and beautiful regions with some rushing streams. If you're looking for a truly novel experience to have in Vermont, you should head to this next place. Number 7. A novel idea, South Burlington. This hidden gem is a true haven for bookworms and literary fans. Built at the beginning of the 20th century, the red brick structure houses a modest business that doubles as a library and a used bookstore. The relaxing garden area is a great place to bury yourself in your favorite book while listening to the birds sing and taking in the scenery of the Green Mountains. The serene and lovely surroundings are the perfect place to imagine your book characters and tales coming to life. Plus, you don't have to worry about your privacy or a crowd as there are 6 garden areas available. If you're not much of a reader, don't worry. There's also a sizable collection of audiobooks, and the adorable store hosts frequent entertaining activities you will find funny if you're not a bibliophile. Number 6. New England Maple Museum. This specialty museum is the world's largest maple museum. It houses samples of genuine Vermont maple syrup as well as antiques, paintings, and folk art exhibits. Particularly the 100 feet of a handcrafted mural that shows the progression of maple sugaring from Native American times to the present. You can watch the production process while enjoying a tasty maple treat at the handcrafted farmer's table. The treats include cream, caramels, cookies, candies, popcorns, jelly beans, and of course, maple syrup. You can also enjoy your treats by having a picnic by the exclusive pond across the museum's covered bridge. To cap your delicious visit to the museum, you and your pals could pose for a group photo outside the museum in front of the largest jug of maple syrup in the world. Number 5. Sugarbush Farm. This third-generation loose farm is renowned for its top-notch waxed cheeses and 100% pure on-site maple syrup. The 500-acre farm is situated west of Woodstock in central Vermont on a picturesque gravel road maintained by the town. Open every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. At no charge, the Maple Sugar House offers free self-tours and a movie showing how sap is turned into syrup in spring. There is no need to make a reservation, although it is helpful to phone ahead to check on the status of the roads during winter storms and the early spring thaw. In the warmer months, there is a picnic area, a play area, and friendly farm animals. Of course, there are tasty treats such as samples of the 15 different varieties of cheese, the 4 grades of maple syrup, and the locally produced jams, mustards, spreads, and meats which can all be found in the farm store. Number 4. Emerald Lake, Dorset. Although Vermont doesn't have a seacoast, it has plenty of beautiful water bodies, one of which include the Emerald Lake. The 20-acre body of water gets its name from the color of its waters and is surrounded by a park. Despite being small, Emerald Lake is relatively deep and clear, and the lakeshore area between the state park beach and the island is home to schools of fish. Anglers can also find yellow perch, northern pike, smallmouth bass, and other warm water species in the surrounding aquatic vegetation at the north and south ends of the lake. However, motorized watercraft aren't permitted on the lake, but it's great for paddling canoes, kayaks, and small rowboats. And you can even go swimming. Plus, if you love hiking, the lake is close to several trails and paths on Dorset Mountain. To enjoy more of nature, you can head to this next place. Number 3. Taconic Mountains Ramble State Park. The park is only known to locals for years, but it's starting to gain more attention since being made Vermont's newest state park. However, it is still very private and it's as close to nature as it gets. It was previously privately owned by Kit Davidson, a documentary filmmaker, and his wife Mickey, a children's book author. Kit and his wife purchased the land in 1966 for $69 per acre, and they've always welcomed hikers on their property. The park has over 204 acres of fields, woodlands, gorges, cliffs, and gardens for you to enjoy. There are only 3 rules to bear in mind: no overnight stays, no smoking, and no burning. Number 2. University of Vermont Morgan Horse Farm. Horses are a really big deal in Vermont, and they have an annual economic impact of $27 million in the agricultural sector of the state. They also keep around 100,000 acres of Vermont land open, so it's no surprise that the state animal is a horse. The Morgan horse is one of the early horse breeds of the US, and it all started on this 215-acre ranch just outside of Middlebury in 1878. The property compromises a historic Greek Revival brick home built for one of the area's first farmers, as well as a 19th century mansard-roofed barn. Outside the buildings is a sizable lawn which there is a prominently displayed statue of the founder of the horse breed. The farmhouse is open to the public and a must-see for equestrians. Number 1. Isle La Motte. The Isle La Motte houses the Chazzy Fossil Reef, which is the oldest and most diversified fossil reef on the entire planet. The region was formerly under the water about 480 million years ago, and over the centuries, natural events led to the development of the preserved record of pre-Paleozoic life. The 1,567-acre location is designated as a National Natural Landmark, and it is now being painstakingly protected. It has a museum, an educational facility, and outdoor paths that all transport you back in time to 4.6 billion years of Earth's history with life. So, which of these hidden places in Vermont piqued your interest the most? Comment below!